زدنا إذا فقينا إذا علمتنا. Any question about wudud? There's no question. Inshallah we'll move to another subject to speak about النون الساكنة والتنوين. This has special rules in Tajweed when you have نون ساكنة or تنوين. Tanween could be منصوب like عليما حكيما, أو مرفوع مضموم like غفور رحيم, ومسؤولنا نزل من غفور رحيم. You have the three possibilities for tanween. Maybe after fatah, or after dam, or after kasr. As you may see here, we don't have actual noon, but we pronounce noon whenever we of aliman hakiman, غفور rahim, min غفور rahim. We pronounce the noon when we go, when we stop, when we no. Here if we stop, we say غفور, min غفور, alima, hakima. See, but when you carry on, you have a noon. So the reality is a noon. The difference between the noon and tanween, noon may come in the middle or at the end, whereas tanween doesn't come in the middle, it's only come at the end of the word. Well, the ahkam, if you imagine this, you have 28 letters in Arabic language, roughly. Okay, so we are going to subdivide it according to the noon. 6, 6, 15. 6, 6, 15, or let's say 6, 15, 6, and one special. So if you add all of them, you are going to find these are 13 and 15, total of 28. All Arabic language are included here. Anyone come after the noon sakina or tanween is considered under this. To have it simple for us, the hukum is going to be of what we call idgham, when the noon or tanween is gone completely by the second half, next half. The next half is going to cover the first, or to have complete unification between it and the noon before it, and this is complete unification. Opposite of it, izhar, when you have the noon, is not going to affect it at all with the coming letter after it. It's going to be pronounced exactly as it should be pronounced. And you have something in the middle when the noon is going to be hidden, sort of hidden by the letter after it. We call it ikhfa. Speak about iqlab later on. These are the four rules that we have for noon sakina or tanween. Either it's going to be gone completely or changed completely to the next harf, or to be pronounced as it. These are six letters, these are 6 letters. You have in the middle what we call it a step between being gone completely and between the complete izhar of it, that is going to pronounce. This you may consider it as a step. And they said even these 15 letters, those who are closer to idgham, the hidden way is going to be much more obvious, and those who are closer to izhar, the hidden way is going to be much more less. Just I want to have it in the mind as a frame, you know, and how we are going to speak about it and to make it easy. Yes?
Could I just ask some examples?
I'm going to give example of all of them. Just I want you to have an idea. Those who are too close to the noon, they are going to change the noon completely to their pronunciation, and you are going to pronounce only one letter. Whereas those who are too far from the noon is not going to be affected at all by them, and those who are in the middle, the noon is going to be hidden by one way or another or in different strength. Here we have 6 letters. You may combine them in one word. They say yarmalun. These are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The ya, ra, mim, lam, waw, nun. These are the 6 letters that whenever they come after the noon, the noon is going to be gone completely by them. Examples of them. This is man yasha. When you say man yasha, the noon has been gone completely. You don't pronounce the noon at all. Ghafurur rahim. Tanween is gone completely. Ghafurur rahim. Mimma. Mimma. ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. منوال. Here I'm going to write them down for you. Min nasir. These are the examples for all of it. So let's put the example. You have man yasha. When you stop here, you say man. The noon is quite obvious. Man. When you carry on, the noon is gone by the ya. You say man yasha. Man yasha. The noon is gone completely. What's left from the noon is only the gunna. This is what we mean by idgham. The idgham, that means we pronounce only ya, and the noon is gone completely. A trace of the noon is left. What is it? The gunna. Because the ya doesn't have gunna. The noon, it has gunna. There's a trace. We say may, still having voice, come from the nose for the noon. May yasha. Same to it, mimma. When you say mimma, min, when you stop min, it's a complete noon again. When you carry on, you say mim. The noon has gone completely. Mimma. Here, you have again gunna. Is this gunna coming from the noon or from the mim? Because mim also has gunna. We have some controversy. You are not going to discuss it. We have a gunna here. Again, when you say miwal, again when you stop, you say min. When you carry on, you say miwal. Again, the noon has been gone completely by the waw, and the trace of gunna, the voice coming from noise, is left there. This is for sure from the noon, because waw doesn't have gunna. Last one, when the noon come after a noon, again same thing, you say min nasir. Min nasir. The noon has been gone completely by the next noon. We have the ra and lam. We say Ghafurur Rahim. Here we don't write noon, but in the reality we have tanween. What's the meaning of tanween? That I'm going to pronounce noon. Ghafurun Rahim. Ghafurun Rahim. When I carry on, the noon is going to be gone completely by the ra. Ghafurur Ra. Ghafurur Rahim. Even there's no trace here. No gunna. And the other example, yakun lahu. يكن له ولم يكن له كفوا أحد yakun. When you stop at it, you say yakun. You pronounce the noon completely. When you carry on, you say yakullahu. Again, there's no trace, no even gunna here. So we put them in this way just to show that in these four, you have a gunna. You have a trace of the noon. In another word, the adgham, the unification is not complete. Why? Because you have something left there, which is the trace of the gunna. Whereas here it's complete because you have the noon gone completely. Ghafurur Rahim, yakullahu. There is no trace, nothing. It's gone completely. Any question about idgham? The exception here that idgham doesn't come in one word. Okay? Yani when you say dunya, dunya, here you have a noon sakin after it ya. Should be like this. Here you say man yasha. You should say here dunya. No, in one word it doesn't come. This is exception for idgham. Idgham in one word doesn't come. It should be between two words, as you may see from all of these examples. This is the exception for idgham. Whenever you have idgham, noon sakina, for sure Tajweed doesn't come in the middle. The only letter come in the middle is the noon sakina that we mentioned. If it comes in middle, sakin, and after that you have one of these 6 letters, you are not going to make idgham. It's going to be pronounced completely. You say dunya. You don't say dunya. Whereas here you say man yasha. Here you don't say dunya, you say dunya. Okay. Other questions about idgham? This is briefly what we mean by idgham. Okay. We have opposite of it. When you have the noon pronounced completely without any effect, it's not going to be affected by the next letter after it. And these are 6 letters again. These we call it in Arabic that the letters of the throat. It comes from the throat. The throat is the most far area from the noon. And that's why they are not going to affect the noon at all. The noon is not going to be, because they are too far. Whereas these, they are close to the noon. You see? And this is just to show a reasonable explanation for that. These, because they are too close, they are going to unify completely with the noon, or make the noon unified completely with them. Whereas these are too far and they are not going to affect the noon at all. They are al-hamzatu, you have hamza, ha, wal-aynu, wal-ha, wal-ghaynu, wal-kha. These are the 6 letters that whenever they come after the noon, you are not going to change any of the rules. Example of it, man amana. When you say man amana, if we say man and stop man amana, you did not change anything. With the ha, al-anhar. This you have noon sakina, after it you have ha. Al-anhar, you did not change anything. Al-anhar. Okay. With the ayn, like what? Min alim, I don't know. There's no min alim. Shay'in alim. Yes, shay'in alim. بكل شيء عليم. Here you have tanween. You still pronounce it completely. شيء عليم. شيء عليم. Okay. For ha, you have this example, aliman hakima. Again, you may have here example, an'amta, same thing. You have here noon sakina after the ayn. أنعمت. This is in full Surah Al-Fatiha. أنعمت. You are not going to change the noon at all. For ghayn, you have من غل. ونزعنا ما في صدورهم من غل. You say من غل, not change. This is what we mean by إظهار. It's pronounced completely without any change. And you have the last one, من خفت موازينه. وأما من خفت موازينه. من خفت. Again, there's no change. In summary, if you have one of these 6 letters come after the noon and they are in one word or 2 words. Here is different than here. Here we said in one word, there's no rule. There's exception. Here, even if it's in one word or 2 words, you are going to have the same rule for noon and tanween. That is, they are not going to be changed because of these huruf al-halaq. The letters comes from the throat. They are far away from the noon, and the noon is not going to be affected by them completely. We have in the middle the left letters in Arabic language. If you don't have the ability to memorize all of them, you know, if they are not included in idgham or izhar, that means they are ikhfa. You have 15 letters here. There are a lot. You know, all of them, they are going to hide the noon by one way or another. Like we have it, we should practice it. Min sharri. Here you have noon after it sheen. You don't say min sharri and you don't say mish sharri. You don't make it idgham, you don't make it idhar. You don't say min sharri, you don't say mish sharri. You have it in the middle hidden. Min sharri. And for sure, whenever it's hidden, we are going to have a trace of the noon, which is the gunna. Min sharri. By definition, whenever we say there's gunna, should be for 2 units of time. Min sharri. Man yu'min. Again, you may give other examples. Man ja'a. غفور شكور. This again sheen. غفور شكور. You have هذا. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد. Blocked now. Okay. عند. This at the noon. عند. من تاب. You want me to write the whole letters? They are 15. They are sad, dal, tha, kaf, jim, sheen, qaf, sin, zay, fa, ta, ضاد ضاء سلة كم جاء نعم كم سنة 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13. You still have طاء and dal. These are the 15 letters. Yes. These are the 15 letters that you have here. You may have example of all of them. And this, as you may see, it may come in one word, عند, it may come in 2 words, من تاب, من جاء, من شر, غفور, شكور, and you name it. Any question about إخفاء? من ذا الذي يشفع. You have it this in Surah in Ayat al-Kursi. من ذا. Again you say من ذا. The noon sort of hidden with the letter after it. Any question about ikhfa? Last thing we have the iqlab. This is for only one letter in Arabic language, which is the ba. Whenever you have the noon and after it ba, you are going to change the whole letter. The noon is going to change to meme. And I think this even in English you have it. You say import. It's originally import. You say import. Right? You change. Then you have here N and after it P and you change it to M. Here in Arabic it's the same thing. When you have yumbitu, Nun sakina, after it there's ba. What do you say? Yumbitu. We change the whole noon to mim. Yumbitu. Okay? خبير بصير. خبير با. خبير. It's changed. The noon, why we call it iqlab? Because we change the noon to meme. And for sure we are going to have it with gunna after it for the ba. خبير با. The trace of the noon or the name is going to be the gunna that you have. These are the 4 rules for noon sakina and tanween, as you may say. May see it. Any question? In summary, you have the one who are too close to the noon, 6 letters. The noon is going to be gone completely by them, either with trace in 4 of them. You may combine them in one word called yumin. Yumin is combination of the 4 letters. Or you have it without even a trace with the lam and ra. Ghafurur Rahim yakullahu. We put a condition that doesn't come in one word. Whereas this one and this one come in, and that one. These 3 they may come in one word. This one, idgham, doesn't come in one word. Opposite of idgham, when you have the noon pronounced completely without any effect or any change, and this in the far, quite far letters from the noon, who are the ahruf al-halq, the letter of the throat, and even regardless if they are in one word or in 2 words, the noon is not going to be affected by them completely. You have in the middle the rest of the letters in Arabic language, and they are 15 one. I wrote them here and you gave some example. The noon is going to be hidden and a trace of it, which is gunna, is going to stay there regardless if they are in one word or in 2 words. We have 1 letter left. I think this not only in Arabic language, even in other languages they are going to change the noon to ba and mim whenever you have b after it or ba after it with gunna. This is going to be with gunna, with the exception for these 2. This is with gunna and this is with gunna. Azhar for sure no gunna. Again, you should remember always that always you have gunna here. You have gunna, no gunna, la gunna. Here you have gunna, here la gunna, and here you have gunna. And as you may know, gunna, that's mean 2 units of time, should be prolonged a little bit. Please study them very well. Try to bring more example to make it understood to you. If you want, we still have some time. We may give example about all of these ikhfa. We gave this about sheen, jim, dal, ta, dha. Kaf, when you say minkum, this example of ikhfa with kaf. Minkum, minkum. Okay. جيم we have من جاء من شر من قال. This is for the قاف. For سين for زي المنفوش كالعهن المنفوش. تاء من تاب. ضاد اوكي طاء. Okay, we may perhaps we have some examples here. We may remember others, you know. So far, any question? I think we'll stop here, inshallah. Study them well, and if they are well understood, we'll move to another subject.